Imagine finding yourself in a village where the forest holds a dark secret. What would you do? Cue the sound of rustling leaves, distant owl hoots and howling wind. Nestled on the edge of a dense, ominous forest lies a quaint, isolated village. As the sound of a distant wolf's howl echoes, it's a place that whispers of eerie legends and unsolved mysteries, a place where the air itself seems to hold its breath. The village, underscored by the creaking of ancient trees, is a puzzle with pieces missing, pieces that vanished, along with several of its residents. Enter a young, tenacious journalist with a heart aflame with curiosity and courage. She crosses the threshold into the village with a single-minded mission: to unravel the mystery of the missing villagers and restore peace to their anguished families. Creepy underlying sounds of footsteps follow her. Her determination is as unyielding as the ancient oaks that loom over the village, their shadows casting an eerie pallor over the homes below, punctuated by the sudden hoot of an owl. Yet, as the sun dips below the horizon and the village sinks into darkness, the haunting sounds of night creatures begin to envelop the silence. Sarah is left to wonder if she's bitten off more than she can chew. Little did Sarah know, she was about to uncover far more than she bargained for. As the narrator's voice fades, the eerie symphony of a haunted forest takes over, leaving a chill down your spine. What if the local tales of a cursed forest were true? Sarah, our tenacious journalist, initially brushed off these tales as nothing more than local folklore, her skepticism only fueling her determination to uncover the truth behind the mysterious disappearances. Out of the village's hushed whispers, she found an unlikely ally. A villager, eyes burdened with fear, claimed to have seen a ghostly apparition in the forest. A chill ran down Sarah's spine, yet her resolve did not waver. Together they braved the ominous shadows of the forest, their curiosity pushing them deeper into the labyrinth of towering trees and thick undergrowth. As they ventured further, the forest seemed to close in around them. The air grew colder, the silence more profound. It was as if the forest was holding its breath, watching their every move. Amid the eerie quiet, they stumbled upon something unexpected: ancient ruins hidden beneath the forest's heavy cloak of moss and ivy. The ruins spoke of a time long forgotten, their weathered stones etched with symbols that seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy. Sarah traced her fingers over the cryptic markings, her mind racing to decipher their meaning. These were not random etchings, they were a story, a warning perhaps, about the forest's dark and sinister past. The villager's face paled as they explored the ruins, his eyes darting nervously around the shadowy forest. He muttered under his breath about malevolent spirits and cursed lands, his words hanging heavy in the air. Sarah could not deny the growing sense of unease that gnawed at her. With every step they took, the forest's eerie atmosphere intensified. Strange sounds echoed around them, a whispering wind that seemed to carry voices from another time, another realm. Their hearts pounded in their chests as they pressed on, driven by a mix of fear and fascination. As night fell, Sarah and her companion were about to face the true darkness of the forest. Their journey had only just begun. They had yet to discover the full extent of the forest's curse and the dangers that lurked within its shadowy depths. Little did they know, the forest was ready to reveal its secrets, and they were not for the faint of heart. What would you do if you came face to face with a malevolent spirit? It's a question most of us never have to answer, but for Sarah, it became a terrifying reality. As she and her newfound companion trudged deeper into the forest, they were suddenly surrounded by monstrous creatures. Their eyes, glowing like embers in the dark, were the only visible signs of their presence. It was a sight that would chill even the bravest of souls. The forest, it seemed, had come alive with malevolence. A glimmer of hope appeared in the form of an old derelict house, its walls cloaked in a mosaic of strange symbols and paintings. The haunted house stood silent and solitary, a beacon in the night. With no other choice, they pushed open the creaky door and stepped inside. Inside the house, they were met with an unexpected sight. A Jinn, an ancient and powerful spirit, stood before them. His presence was awe-inspiring, his eyes twinkling with a mixture of wisdom and mischief. The Jinn revealed that he was the puppeteer behind the strange happenings in the village and the forest. His tale was a tragic one Once a resident of the village, he was betrayed by his fellow villagers and abandoned to the forest's merciless grasp. Consumed by his bitterness and desire for revenge, he had transformed into a Jinn, controlling the forest and the village, luring the unsuspecting into his trap. This revelation was like a thunderbolt. Sarah finally understood the real source of the village's miseries. The Jinn, once a villager, now the village's tormentor. The forest's curse was not a natural phenomenon, but the manifestation of a wounded spirit's wrath. Sarah had found the source of the curse. Now she needed to find a way to break it. The thought of outsmarting a malevolent Jinn was daunting, but Sarah was not one to back down. Armed with her investigative skills and her indomitable spirit, she was ready to face whatever the Jinn had in store for her. She knew she had to break the curse, not just for her, but for the village that had lived in fear for far too long. When faced with the impossible, would you have the courage to fight back? Our young journalist Sarah found herself in this very conundrum. Cornered by the malevolent Jinn, her mind raced to find a solution. With a village under the shadow of a curse and lives at stake, she had to outwit a supernatural entity, a challenge that would daunt even the bravest. Sarah, known for her investigative skills and wit, devised a plan. She had discovered the Jinn's story, his betrayal and his thirst for revenge. She decided to use this knowledge against him. Seeking the help of the villagers, she proposed a daring idea. They would confront the Jinn, not with violence, but with the truth. They would acknowledge their ancestors' betrayal and seek forgiveness, hoping to break the curse. As the moon rose, casting long shadows across the haunted forest, Sarah and the villagers ventured into the forest, their hearts pounding with fear and anticipation. They navigated the dense undergrowth, the ghostly whispers of the trees echoing around them, until they reached the haunted house, the Jinn's lair. Summoning all their courage, they confronted the Jinn. They confessed the sins of their forebears, pleaded for forgiveness, and expressed their desire for peace. The air was thick with tension as the Jinn listened, his fiery eyes burning into theirs. In the thrilling finale, the Jinn, moved by their sincerity, chose to forgive. The villagers' honesty had touched the ancient entity. He released them from the curse, his fiery eyes dimming and his form dissipating into the night. The forest, once filled with an eerie aura, now seemed less ominous. The villagers, relieved and grateful, returned to their homes, the threat of the Jinn now a tale of the past. And so Sarah managed to break the curse, bringing peace to the village once more. But remember, the next time you find yourself in an eerie village on the edge of a forest, beware of the secrets it might hold.